thought it was a self-improvement.
I thought it was a science of the mind which had been independently researched and proven. It has not. That's the first point. Secondly, with regard to religion, I didn't know it was a religion. My background is Catholic. I probably don't practice as a Catholic the way I should, but I certainly have a personal relationship with God. And since I've come out of Scientology, the information I have about Ron Hubbard's attitude to Jesus Christ is a real eye-opener. And I know Peter will deny this. The second point I'd like to make is Scientology is a religion in America and in Australia. Now in America, can I just make a point that the Ku Klux Klan is a religion in America, as are several satanic churches. So to be considered a religion is not really the issue. The issue we're dealing with is deceptive techniques.
According to you, what happened? You know more about Mary than anybody else. According to you, what happened to Mary?
Well, Mary was like in our church for a while, and according to her, in her own words, she was actually having a great time. She thought it was great, right? Yes. Now her in-laws decided to get in contact with the Woodses, who are these fundamentalist Christians in the UK, etc. And God.
Well, I'm not married, so they're not my in-laws.
Sorry. It was actually her brother-in-law, the husband of her sister. I presume that's also in-law. Yes. And well, they decided to get in touch with these guys in the UK who had all this information, which basically explained just how bad Scientology was. And then her in-laws actually hired these guys to come over from the UK and do a number on it.
Yes, is that true?
I think I'll let my brother.
Who are the in-laws? Yeah, there you are, in-laws. Good evening to you. Yes, is that true?
Gay, that's totally untrue. The situation is that first of all, we didn't hire anybody. We saw a situation with Mary, who was, let's say, 5 years ago, as you described, a brilliant person, an athlete, a very gregarious person, brilliant entertainer, good fun, a good business person, also an expert in marketing. Over a period of time, she gradually became alienated from her family. She became alienated from her friends. Her friends drifted away from her, and she ostracized herself from her friends. She stopped playing the guitar, stopped singing, stopped socializing. This was a pattern which developed, and sometimes we thought it might be because she had a relationship that broke down or whatever. But gradually we saw very, very poor trends. Probably the highlight of it was a Christmas period, which Mary would normally spend perhaps 2 weeks in our home. And I'm the in-law. Maybe 10 or 15 people would join in a family occasion at Christmas. Christmas was made a disaster by two things. First of all, a very close friend of ours, a cousin, died tragically of a heart attack on Christmas Eve. Mary, who was a very close friend of his, didn't attend the funeral, wouldn't go out. She said, "Oh God, he's dead." So we said, this is a serious problem. So the family went about researching Scientology at that point, and we did very independent research. There's people in the family who are researchers. We spoke to people in a number of different religions. We spoke to people who were IR consultants. We spoke to people who were independent, and we could find nobody who could tell us that Scientology was an acceptable way of living. We then decided to confront Mary, and we got the best advice we could. And we discovered that the only way to get Mary out was to bomb her with love and to identify for her the weaknesses in Scientology. We use things like panorama programs, etc.
I remember that, yes.
Okay, the panorama program describes Ron Hubbard and shows his lifestyle, etc. We were very, very lucky, with the help of a family, the Phelan family, to get Mary out.
You reckon you sort of got her in time?
We got her in time. Now, over a period of time subsequently, there was a dramatic change in Mary. And on the comment of the being subject to brain conditioning, etc., Mary certainly was conditioned. I don't know if she was under some kind of mind control, but she was certainly conditioned to field our responses with very quick answers.
Okay, I know there are lots of more people who want to get in, but I have to take a commercial break here. Come back to us after this. Thank you. Sorry, Okay, I'll spread myself around this side. You want to speak. You're members of
I'm a member of the Church of Scientology, and I've been a member of the Church of Scientology for 8 years. And what I observe here is an actual hatchet job on my religion. And I noticed John Farrell here from in Dublin. I noticed Willie O'Reilly from RTE, Jerry Ryan show.
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of people here who hate Scientology. You know, and every single one of these people get it from the same source. This is not isolated people. It's all from the same source. You know.
What is that source?
That source you're talking about, Bonnie Woods and a guy.
We're back to the Woods again.
And a guy by the name of John Attack.
You've never heard of Bonnie Woods? I've never heard of Bonnie
And
Woods.
a guy by the name of John Attack.
Yeah.
They wrote books, which were slanderous and libelous of Ron Hubbard and certain Church of Scientology members.
Okay.
Now, I'm actually an Irish citizen, okay? I'm 27 years of age now. I was raised a Catholic in a good family by a good mother who was also a good Catholic. I'm absolutely ashamed right now that my religion is being taken apart by people who are fundamentally bigots, fundamentally have an abiding hatred, not just for Scientology, but for any minority religion in this society.
Is that Mary and PJ you're in?
I do not blame Mary or PJ. I actually like PJ deep down. I told him this before. PJ is a very likable character, right? Now I've met PJ News. He knows me. Sure, we've had great talks.
Yes,
but what I'm saying is...
He's getting it from the one source. You say you've never heard of this.
Oh, I've never heard of Bonnie Woods. And in fact, I find it really shocking that you can sit here and pretend that we are all fundamentally bigots and attacking your religion. No, wait a second, because you're not listening to what we're saying, nor are you listening to what the issues are at stake here. Over 2/3 of your membership, of your new members, are people who are aged, who are under 25.
How many courses have you done Scientology?
Can I go on?
How many courses have you done?
Well, I've done the one-day course. I did my 50, and I read Dianetics. And I have... Excuse me, you're not listening. First of all, I did have a beard, and I didn't give a false name. Excuse me.
What's wrong with having a beard?
And I didn't give a false name.
Yes, you
He
did.
gave a false name, and you told me that he was going out for a Coke, and we never saw him again until the next day.
Yes, you can.
This event took place over 3 years ago.
Yes.
And I find it astonishing that your members of this religion have nothing better to do with yourselves than just concentrate on these petty hatreds and injuries you think were done to you. It's astonishing. Now, wait a second. The fact of the matter is that your religion is more like Freemasonry than Catholicism. It is not based on open and available texts. It is based on a secret hierarchy of confidential initiation. You know perfectly well that only 1 out of 1,000 members gets beyond class 12.
Who brought this wonderful spokesperson?
Yeah. Okay. Do you deny that this is your own structure of your hierarchy?
The bridge.
This is mine.
Let me show that.
Wait a second. This gentleman says that that's mine. Is that not published in a book called What is Scientology, published by Bridge Foundation?
The next day you were on the Jerry Ryan show and you were slandering my religion again. And I take exception to that.
No,
as well.
I take exception that you take advantage of the vulnerable and the young to isolate them and brainwash them into believing that your system is somehow the only way of thinking or living.
You are quite happy to be a member of the Church of Scientology.
Yeah.